love me, yeah. The streets ain't never loved me, yeah.
Streets ain't never loved me since my brother died. My mother cried, tears in my eyes bleed red. Ain't no love inside. Streets left me dolly, my phone they left it holy. Dawn was in that passenger side when they tried to phone me.
Yeah, you know the streets ain't never love us.
Yeah. GD. I've been shot, I was left with a zipper on my stomach, nigga. You know these streets ain't never loved me.
I've been stabbed, I've been left with a zipper on my stomach, nigga. You know the streets ain't never loved me.
I've been locked, I got charged for some shit I didn't do, nigga. You know these streets ain't never loved me.
Caught a case, went upstate, fuck the Jakes, nigga. Yeah, you know these streets ain't never loved me.
Laying up in the hospital bed in ICU. Hit that button like every 3 hours to get those blues, yeah. Laying in the test of pain, I know shit won't be the same. Sipping my stomach, shit don't stop a thing, I'm still a man, yeah. But who gon' be there when you doing time? Can't get no money, so they dropping down, these niggas bitter. And I hope they get the picture, I'm only getting bigger. The top cat out my litter, yeah. Tell you they love you, but they hate you on the low. They hold you back, how they expect for you to grow. I got locked up, ain't said me nothing, but I'm your nigga. My body numb, I got no feelings for you niggas. I'm from what niggas will shoot you right here in these hallways. If you got trust in that loyalty goes a long way. These size 11s, these pussies can't walk a mile in. They hit my cousin with life and he's still smiling. I've been shot, I was left with a zipper on my stomach, nigga. You know these streets ain't never loved me.
I've been stabbed, I've been left with a zipper on my stomach, nigga. You know the streets ain't never loved me.
I've been locked, I got charged for some shit I didn't do, nigga. You know these streets ain't never loved me.
Caught a case, went upstate, fuck the Jakes, nigga. Yeah, you know these streets ain't never loved me. Streets ain't never loved me since my brother died. My mother cried, tears in my eyes bleed red. Ain't no love inside. Streets left me dolly, my foreign they left it holy. Dawn was in that passenger seat when they tried to fold me. Remind me of my gun, that was real shit, this real spit. Rocks I was selling was smacking them, call it Will Smith. I ain't never told and never folded under pressure. Yeah, them Neek was in that ambulance with me, he was on that stretcher. Niggas tried to take my life, I couldn't tell you who. Many men might not make it, I'm here to tell the truth. Me and Job, that's my brother, you know we moving tight. Brown boys fuck with the family and I'ma get them that. This my testimony, solid, all the rest is phony. Merrick niggas come at the fam and send your best opponent. I was stabbed, I was left with a zipper on my stomach, nigga. I know the streets ain't never loved me. He was shot, he was left with a zipper on his stomach, nigga. You know the streets ain't never loved us. Gang, Merrick shit, it's how we music, nigga.
Shout it out to everybody that's coming in the building. Shout it out to everybody that's coming in the building. Share this live, y'all. Get the ladies in here. And my guys, I'm talking about to my official dudes, man. Come on in here and get some of this work. You need to hear this shit too. You need to hear this too. This ain't just for the sisters, but it's for the sisters. But I need my guys in here too, especially the ones out there that's how can I say it, that's interacting with that how they call it, what's a better term of word for saying pharmaceutical distribution. Pharmaceutical distribution, because let me explain something to you. I've been telling y'all for a minute now. Shout out to Dog Soldier here in the building. The new hustle for a goon. Listen to me, y'all. I'm telling you, pay attention to what I'm saying, y'all. The new hustle for a goon is a job. Job. The new hustle for a goon is a job. I say a Job. Another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me? knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Man, woman, and children. Sun, moon, and stars. Everything that exists has to coexist within. Like I said, another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me? Yo, shout it out to everybody in the building. If y'all can hear me, do me a favor before I can get into this roll call. Let me get a dice cube. Let me get the dice cubes, man, if y'all can hear me, man. Crystal clear. If the audio is right, let me know what's going on. Let me know y'all can hear me crystal clear. If I can get into this roll call for the people that typed in the chat first, this is something that I do. This is Big Dice. You are now rocking with Team Guardian, one part of the trifecta. Shout out to Dog Soldier. He's in the building, a.k.a. Gideon Exodus. Shout out to Hank McCoy, the content sector. Shout out to my bro FTC Vice. We about to get him rocking with this YouTube too. He got something to say. Ooh, y'all better be lucky I ain't upload his music. Ooh, he just, yo, dog. FTC just did some fire. Man, them there sound like Nas to Blood Clod. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all for letting me know that y'all hear me crystal clear. So let's get into this roll call, man. We got my sis. And I keep telling y'all, if y'all ain't see that interview, and I'm upset with her because she ain't been going live, but we got the Sister Seven Rain up in the building. You understand what I'm saying to you? We need that type of work. We got Ghost Town Bullies up in the building. We got my bro FTC Vice, another day alive, another day free, he said. City Boy Floyd, big Brooklyn shit. He's in the building. We got Gideon Exodus, a.k.a. Dog Soldier at the Sentinel. We got that girl Posa in the building. Where you been, girl? Where you been, girl? You dig what I'm saying? Who else we got up in the building? We got Miss Miyagi. Shout out. Y'all got y'all wrenches. I'm going to start giving y'all 10 seconds. I'm telling you, I'm going to start giving you 10 seconds. We got Miss Miyagi in the building. These are the things that we need. We got some grown people that's coming up in here today. And I had to change my credit card information because StreamYard took my last $25. This is the last month I'm going through StreamYard. Because it's just not me. A lot of people have been lagging through StreamYard. I ain't never really do the virtual feed yet because I don't be on the road. I be in the computer sometimes. But I'm going to start fucking with the virtual feed because for some reason, I don't know if it's playing with the messages we trying to put out. But I'm going to put this message out. Shout out to my guy Maybach. You dig what I'm saying? Make sure y'all get over to Maybach and go subscribe to him. Grown folks content. Grown folks content. This story right here I'm going to do is for my ladies. For my sisters. I ain't going to front. At one time or another, I was exactly the person I'm about to tell you women to stay the fuck away from. I was exactly the person that I'm about to tell you women to stay far away from. To them dudes that's using your houses to hold drugs, stay the fuck away from them niggas. To them dudes that's using your houses to store guns, sisters, stay the fuck away from these dudes. To the dudes that's bringing these negative vibes towards you and your children. Ladies, I know love is love, but love and stupidity sound the same when you're doing dumb things. We got my man Club Fortune in the building. I appreciate you for pulling up. This is one y'all need to hear. Share this live because this is for the sisters, but this is for the brothers too. This is for the sisters, but this is for the brothers too. Because some of us still under that motherfucking spell. Some of us are still under that spell. To this day, people getting 100 years in jail, 40 years in jail, 60 years in jail. We still risking that shit. We still risking our freedom. We're risking very valuable relationships. You're risking relationships with your mother and your father. Because if you go to jail around this age and they hit you with a dub, I'm going to be straight up with you. It's a good chance that your parents are going to die when you're in prison. Let me tell you the other relationships you're messing up. The relationships with your children. Yeah, some of y'all gonna get mad, but I really don't care. This is my platform. Grown folks conversation over here. It's time to rock and roll. He said I dropped the link for the first time. I'm going up, beloved. You're messing up the relationships with your sons. Let me tell you why you're messing up the relationships with your sons. Because our sons need us. We are supposed to be the emulation that our sons are trying to aspire to be. But if we're in jail, our sons are going to gravitate to somebody else in that street as a man. And God forbid they pick the wrong role model. See, our sons have to be corrected and groomed by us. You dig? Because our sons possess our DNA. So if you had some times in your life where you called yourself a gangster or you did some things, that DNA is in that little boy's heart. It's in his blood. And if you're not there to control it, if you're not there to defer it, if you're not there to say, yo, check this out, this ain't what you're supposed to be doing, they gonna get that information from somebody else. Because you know what? I went through it. My grandfather was working in Kings County Hospital. My uncle was a goddamn heroin kingpin. And I wanted to be like Ice Water. My pops chose to live his life somewhere else in the South. I'm in Brooklyn with my mother, and my mother did everything she could. But ladies, it takes a fucking man to raise a man. It takes a mother and a father to equally raise a child. Number one, the mother is there for the compassion, for the mercy that will be absorbed by our sons. The father is there for the discipline, for the sternness, and for the protection. That's why it's so needed that a man and woman is around children, their offsprings, whether they created them or not physically. But if your child is looking up to someone else for advice, you fucked up. Fellas, let me tell you something why it's so important to your girls, to your daughters. Woo! You see what Seven just said? I went through it too. Girls need their daddies too. You see what I'm about to get into? Fellas, let me tell you something. Little girls come up impressionable. Impressionable, meaning certain men they're going to have crushes on. They might have a crush on their older brother's friend. Ladies, y'all ain't never did that? They might have a crush on the man at the store. They might have a crush at that gangster across the street. But the father, as men, we got to be there to let our little girls know, yo, check this out. Everything you need in a man, I'm going to show you. God never blessed me with a little girl. I've always wanted a little girl because I wanted to sit down and have this relationship with her about the importance of who she is as a person, as an entity. I even had the little speeches. I said, if I ever had a little girl, I would call her vagina a treasure chest. Because I would tell her, there are going to be times that you may be interested in somebody. I would tell her there'll be times that you might feel anxious to show your love physically. And I wanted to tell her, make him wait. Make him wait. Because if you give that treasure up immediately, it's no longer a treasure. because it wasn't no work put forth, no effort to get it. You ain't never hear no TV show with a treasure on it. Just put the treasure in the middle of the floor or the middle of the street where you can find it. You got to go through ups and downs. You got to go through hills and valleys. You got to go through obstacles to even get close to the messages that will lead you to the maps. See, this is what I would tell my daughter if I had one. You see what Seven said? He said, y'all heard my story. Today, I want to talk to the women that got this persona of being tough, that wants to follow the code of the street. That's a lord to them gangsters. That's a lord to them gangsters. Is it wrong for a woman to be attracted to a man in the street? No. But ladies, it's wrong for you to date a man that will not accept your power and your direction for him to change. Because if a man really loves you and you put down that ultimatum, yo, check this out. It's the streets or me. Man really love you. I'm talking about a man. I'm not talking about a little boy. If a man really love you, sisters, he gonna choose you. I done seen the toughest of tough that said they would never go to church. Down here on Sunday, them niggas in church. Chris Coronado says, if I pronounce that right, Chris Coronado, if I pronounce that right, he said, my lady's a gangster, and I told her to put dudes in their place. Respectfully, Chris, that's the first mistake. I don't know where you at, but where I'm at, some men don't even know what it is to be spoken to loudly or cursed at or disrespected. Some dudes don't know how to accept that. What I used to tell my baby mother back in the days is, if them dudes, quote unquote, is trying to get at you, never be disrespectful. Remember where you at. Remember where you at. And lock their face in your head. Lock it in your face. Don't be sitting up arguing with no man, because some niggas, ladies, respectfully, will put their hands on you. They will literally violate you because they were not known how to treat women, and they were not known to understand that sometimes women can be very opinionated when it comes to their voice and their opinion. Big Joff in the building, he said, I trust my woman more than a lot of my niggas. They're the ones that's going to take the charge for you when you go up north. And she doing them visits, not them niggas. Facts. Cold-blooded facts. But I want to know if y'all know who this is. I want to know if y'all know who this is right here. Anybody know who this is right here? Anybody in this chat know who this right here? Because my man Joff just said that. He said our women is going to be the one to take that charge for us. Because that's a jail picture there, y'all. That's a jail picture right there. Does anybody know who that woman is right there? Because Job just made a great point. He just said, quote unquote, when we was coming up, our women would take that charge. Well, if y'all don't know who this is, I'm going to give you another picture of it. One of the most controversial magazines ever, Feds. Finally, every dimension of the streets. This is Miss Santra Rucker. Yeah, this one gonna get crazy today, y'all. I'm telling y'all, man. I got to get this one off my chest, man. Because I feel bad for some of the things that I exposed my son's mother to. I exposed a couple of women too because I was just trying to get that bag in the street because they got us all fucked up, man. This is Miss Santra Rucker. And if you pay attention to the cover of this magazine, it says Santra Rucker talks about why she has 390 years in a woman's federal prison. I don't think y'all want to hear what I said now. No, I don't think y'all want to hear what I said. They gave her 390 years. If you look at this picture right here, you see Puerto Rican Jesus, Mike Tyson, and rest in peace to my man Demencio. I do not know why Joff and Demencio favor so fucking much. I don't know why these two men favor so much. But this is another picture of my man my man Demencio, my man Rumble, and my man Marcellus. You heard? Jenny Lee says, yo, I know a woman who has kids of her own, tries to act like she's such a man, throws punches, but then a dude just literally had to hold her down from her almost murdering him with the crowbar she swung. That's a fact, Miss Miyagi. 390 years. The reason why this story right here resonates a little bit close to my heart because the dude that she went to jail for is one of the dudes from my hood, Mr. Kendu. I'm going to show you a picture right now of some gangsters from my neighborhood when I was coming up, some of the dudes that we emulated. Because if you pay attention to this right here, you see Puerto Rican Jesus in the middle. You see one-armed monk right here on the side with the flat top. You see my man Demencio right there with the Gucci shades on. And you see right next to him Kendu and his brother Rondu right behind him. This is a photo that only people that know would understand. Y'all ready to talk? Lola, I see you in the building. Y'all ready to talk? So my fellas that's in here, that may be in the pharmaceutical distribution, that may be into certain things, I want y'all to pay attention to this one too, because they're going to take your woman. I know we was raised with that bullshit. Fuck that. We go to jail. We do our time and we come home. I don't even know who put that ignorant shit in our motherfucking mind. I hate the person that started this worldwide. I'm going to keep it funky. I hate the person. I hate the people that started this worldwide. I hate the fact that they just lined us up for failure because we wanted to survive. You heard what Seven said? I grew up with them Raleigh brothers. I hate the fact that they lined us up. They lined us up. They lined us up because we wanted to survive. They knew what was happening when they was dropping all that coke in the neighborhood. They knew what was going on. They knew that sooner or later, addiction would be formed. See, when it first came out, they thought that cocaine was just going to tear up our neighborhood. They didn't know that the impact of cocaine would trickle from the ghettos where they wanted it to stay into the places like the Hamptons, to the places like Hollywood. You know, the party drug. But our women that held us down, we entrust with all the information. Yo, ma, I don't trust this nigga. Yo, blah, blah, blah. You know, our women used to tell us, yo, don't trust that nigga. He ain't your man. He tried to talk to me. Remember that one, y'all? Remember when your lady told you, yo, the nigga tried to talk to me? That ain't your friend. Why he always in my face? Why when you was locked up, he made me feel Pay attention, y'all, because we entrust them with too much information. Too much information. But look at this poster again. This is an actual magazine. 390 years in prison. After this shout out right quick by Jaffe, We're going to get into this work. Let's go.
You can't play both sides, you niggas gotta choose. Niggas out here being tough until they make the news. Mama said her son ain't hurt nobody. The street said her son was catching plenty bodies. If you accept these charges, then please hold. In every hood, it was a nigga that was tough, but he still told. Like, what I gotta do to make you niggas rhyme? Like, I'm ready to kill when the kind of minds be cautious. I'm dealing with more sticks than a porcupine. Quill spines, whatever you wanna call them. Yeah, plus my little mama, she a trap queen. Doggy when she mixed with that Fetty, give him a wop lean. It was a whole lot of cars when there was stimmies round. We going over a year and half you niggas down. All these expensive clothes like was that smart? Now they uploading they clothes on the Poshmark. Switch baby, careful with this. I mean this bitch sharp. One across, one down the middle, look like a chrome heart. Damn, I'm always outside, I'm like high from who? Bound to put your car on skates, you think you slide through. I help build my niggas, this ain't Legos. Protect the fan by any means, I be Diego. Yeah, tiger to you niggas, I'm an animal. It's a jungle where I'm from, what y'all wanna do? You can't play both sides, you niggas gotta choose. Niggas out here being tough until they make the news. Mama said her son ain't hurt nobody. The street said her son was catching plenty bodies. If you accept these charges, then please hold. In every hood, it was a nigga that was tough, but he still told.
Shout out to that girl, Lola Montana's in the building. I appreciate you, sis, for pulling up. We're going to go over the allure of the game today. And ladies, I want y'all to see what comes with this shit. Because it's a lot of y'all that want the nigga that's going to be in the street risking his life. A lot of y'all want the nigga that's going to leave hundreds of thousands of dollars in your house. You know why? Because a lot of y'all are hoping that the nigga go to jail for the rest of his life or he die. I might hit some nerves with this one. A lot of y'all are cool with a nigga living $1 million in your house. A lot of y'all are cool with that because y'all know one day, sooner or later, he's going to go to jail and you're going to break out with that bread or he going to die. Or he going to die. Salute. Or he going to die. Let's get into a little show right quick, man. But before we get into this show, shout out to the women in the building, to the ladies in the building. If y'all don't know who Sean Millie is, man, fair YouTube users, get over there and check this cat out, man. He got some shit to say, man. I like his style. Let's go. Fair YouTube users, you heard me? Carrier. Shit. Shout out to the ladies in the building. Share this live, y'all. Grown folks music. You heard me? Shout out to Sean Miller, y'all. Let's go.
See, I ain't got that much time left. 'Cause I give you my all and all you give me is your words to kiss. What I'ma do with it, I think it's best if I move to the left. 'Cause I know that somebody waiting on all this love I gotta give. I'm wondering when you gonna love me, 'cause I'm tired of waiting patiently, babe. tell me. You should tell me. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
I'm gonna curse, just expel the word, you heard? We gonna get into this music, y'all. Let's go. Grown folks' business. Talk to him, bro.
Girl, you been acting different lately.
China, I see you.
Been calling me baby. So that nigga that you sneaking with, let him know you ain't shit before
Grown
he
folks
get
listening,
to
y'all.
be
Smash that like button, share this live.
baby. Do me a favor, either love me now, cause it ain't no later. Searching for your heart, but it's off the radar.
I like to switch it up.
Like who the fuck raised you, girl? You acting like the shit don't faze you, girl. Just don't forget that I made you, girl. Don't forget that I made you, girl. When you gon' love me, 'cause I'm tired of waiting patiently.
Yo, make sure y'all get over there and follow this guy, man, Sean Millie. Grown folks conversation. Y'all know I like to switch it up a little bit. Shout out to the people that's in the building. We got the head honcho in the building. We got some grown folks, man. Jenny Lee said, I'm just fumbling because this girl is a delusional menace. But see, the reason why this, like I told y'all, these is cats from my neighborhood. Like, these is cats that I grew up emulating. You see my man Dementio right there with the Gucci shades on. You see Ron Do in the red and Kendu in the back of him. Excuse me, Ron Do behind Dementio and Kendu in the back of them. These was major figures. Next stop, Utica Avenue, Puerto Rican Jesus. You see one-armed Monk down there. You see little Troy. You see Bistro, rest in peace. These was major figures because this is what we had to do to survive. But we didn't think about, quote unquote, what we was doing to our women. See, we thought we were schooling our chicks. Watching them count this money in front of us, helping us bag this work up, allegedly. But we was exposing them to the dangers of the fucking world because when we was coming up, it was kind of a no-no to really have your woman just floating around the areas. Yo, this was serious. If y'all can relate to where I'm from, put the dice cubes in the building. Niggas was kidnapping people when I was growing up. He said, yo, Dice, we used to do some business with one-armed Monk. Facts, solid dude. What bugged me out with Monk, I'm going to keep it funky, y'all. I'm not disrespecting nobody. When Monk turned blood, it kind of bugged me out. City Boy Floyd know this is all facts I'm talking. All facts I'm talking. That's really my man. Shout out to his baby mother, Sharon. Monk was staying right around the corner from me on St. Mark's between Utica and fucking Rochester. If you know, you know. Now, when my man Ringy, God bless the dead Ring Dog, when he came home blood, I knew what it was. I knew what it was. That's just, he was that dude, rest in peace. Rest in peace to his brother Raheem. Shout out to Kendu. When Kendu came home, I understood. Like, these was powerful dudes, and these was dudes with revolutionary mindsets. Yeah, Ringy had the description of maybe a stick-up kid, but this dude, mine, see, we came from revolutionary parents. Straight facts. If anybody know one-armed Monk, they know one-armed Monk was in the jury. Like, he was in the jury, really traded pieces with Pee Wee Kirkland. If you go to Albany Projects right now, you'll see Monk. Last time I was in Brooklyn, I seen Monk at Primo's. He had on the beige, no, the brown polo velour sweatsuit with the brown beige low vest on it, hunked up, walking down Utica and Park Place, eating soup. This is cloth talk. But when we was coming up, we kept our women around us. We had niggas around our women because when it came to that money, a lot of people knew if you want to hurt us, grab our women. Why you think people ain't want to have their mothers around certain people? Niggas was grabbing people's mothers. Shout out to my nigga Jock from the Sty. I remember they kidnapped my man moms. And my man came back with that money and his moms. Egypt, be quiet. City Boy said, I seen him last time I was on the block. Monk's still in the hood. You talking about G Money from Albany Projects? Light skin, short, got the funny voice. Yeah, Egypt, she be going through her shit, Seven. You know that. But let's get into this story right quick, man. Because was this worth it? Let me explain something to you. Now this is what we're not trying to really pay attention to. Shout out to Joff. Got to keep it funky for what he said. He said, our women will take that charge. Look how they got us, y'all. Because of the charges that we may have trumped up against us. Pay attention. They had us so fucked up. They said, yo, you know what you do? If the police run up in here, that's your gun. The police run up in here, yo, them 2 ounces, that's yours. Don't worry about it, ma. I'm going to bail you out. And we stood low on that. We was the first one to get the bail bondsman. We was the first one to get you out of jail, but there was a catch. They came with this. Now our women got a felony. The reason why we wanted them to stand solid and take that charge is because they reap the benefits of what we do in the street. The jewelry, the clothes, the cars, the trips, the luxurious vacations. Since y'all around to reap this benefit, if something go down, this is where y'all supposed to play y'all part at. Now, if the police run up in here, I need you to say immediately, that's not his drugs. They are mine. How many fellas have said this to their woman or their baby mother in the chat at one time or another? I'll be the first one to admit it. Anybody else? Anybody else gave their baby mother or their girlfriend that speech? Or you know, if you get locked up, I'm coming to get you. Because at first, y'all be like, what you mean you want me to take this charge? What you mean you want me to take this charge? What about my babies? Don't worry about that. See, we wasn't thinking about child protective services. El Plaga, salute. That's you? Why you ain't got no wrench? Why you ain't got no wrench, beloved? Why you ain't got no wrench? You got one. The ghost says, I wear mine. See, I don't think y'all listening to what I'm saying. Let's talk for a minute now. Copy, I got you, beloved. I already checked it. He said, the real men looking after us women. My man has my back and I got his. I got you, beloved. I just checked it up. I know it's you. But this is what I want y'all to pay attention to. I'm not talking about the mentality we have now as adults. Because God forbid if that something went down, you know, I'm taking everything. She don't know nothing. She don't know nothing about nothing. What you mean, nigga? Print that gun. All my prints is on there. She ain't got no prints there. Matter of fact, you can't even trick her to tell you where the drugs was. Them shits is mine. But we don't want to tell the truth. When we was younger, we was dating women that we couldn't stand. Everybody in here got a baby mother that they don't care nothing about because that was just the chick that was cool with us. Thank God I didn't go through that. But it's a lot of niggas that got baby mothers with the chick that was cool with all the niggas on the block. And when y'all smoked weed and drank Old English and Bacardi, this was the chick that you secretly snuck in your house and you were fucking unprotectedly, and then a child was created. And then in your mind, you got resentment. Hank, I see you. See, I'm going to tell the truth. In your mind, you got resentment. Because you never was in love with her. You was just in love with the fact that she was some community sex that you were dealing with. A lot of ladies don't want to tell the truth. That's one of them baby fathers is the nigga that you was just fucking because you was in love with another nigga that left you and broke your heart. If anybody in here went through that, let me see a dice cube. Let me see a dice cube. Back then when we had chicks around us, a lot of us knew what they was around for. The popularity, the fame, the money. Like they say, the fringe benefits of dating a hustler. The fringe benefits of dating a gangster. You see this jewelry, you see these Rolex watches, you see where they at, Virginia Beach, Freaknik, the 90s. What we talking about, Seven? We talking about 91, 92, 93. The French benefits that came along with this shit. The ghost said, yo, check this out. She wouldn't even know where to find my money, beloved. She wouldn't even know where to find my money. But then again, you have to pay attention to this. We also had them high school sweethearts that never separated. We got the Russian princess in the building. Hey, hey, hey. How you doing today? Some of us had them high school sweethearts. Huh? Some of us were products of drug overpopulated homes, meaning some of our mothers was getting high. Some of our mothers were alcoholics. Some of our mothers were doing things to get high. Some of our fathers were alcoholics. Some of our fathers was addicts. So then this is what bred the survival in some of these guys that we used to emulate coming up. This is what made them go out and take them risks. This is what made them come up with these strategic measures of these crack empires, as they called them back in the days. But you need a woman. You need a woman to enjoy the benefits. Nobody wants to be alone. So when that childhood sweetheart, they come from public school to junior high school to high school to now, shout out to Harlem Legend and Boothie. Shout out to Harlem Legend and Boothie. Them people been together since, I think, 7 and 9. See, when you got a love like that, when you grow up with your girlfriend to your wife, ladies, when you grow up with your boyfriend to your husband, you see every aspect of his life. You see him go from shy to timid to scared to aggressive, to dominant, to gangster, to working man. Either way, it's going to be one or another. So everything about this man, you know. That's what happened with this Santra Rucker situation. Because her and Kendu were actually a couple with a child. We got to get into this work, y'all. We definitely got to get into this work. Let's go. Shout out to the Real Rap Show. Fair YouTube usage. Due to the fact I just want to talk about some great music.
I've always struggled with losing weight and keeping it off, but I feel comfortable with hers. In a month, I've lost over 7 pounds with GLP-1 injections. I'll definitely continue with weight loss by hers.
I'm losing weight and getting better sleep. Now I look forward to weighing myself.
Oh, I mean, it sounded like that. That sounded real gross. Forgive me, y'all. That sounded real gross. Setting it up for you right now. We get into this work.
What's going on, YouTube? It's your man Supreme, and welcome back to the Real Rap Show. Santra Rucker
usage
sentenced to 390 years in federal prison.
Shout out to the Real Rap Show. I'm gonna break down this as they broke down this due to the fact of being Utica Avenue and certain things. This is the woman right here, Miss Santra Rucker, that was sentenced to 390 years. Fair YouTube usage. Let's go.
Now, before we get this episode started, I want to say thank you to everyone that has been tuning into the Real Rap Show since day one. Everyone in the comments, and also everyone that gives me great feedback about the show. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so y'all can stay notified whenever I drop a new episode of the Real Rap Show. Follow the Real Rap Show on Instagram.
The ghost said, yo, what did she do? She was the wife of a kingpin. Let's go.
Instagram at It's the Real Rap Show. Now let's get this started. Santra Rucker was born in Maryland in 1969. Growing up, Santra had a good upbringing, but when Santra got to high school, she was one of the most popular girls there. She was light-skinned, her hair was always done, and she was very well dressed. A lot of the
Pay attention to what he just said. Pay attention to what he just said. Pay attention to what he just said. She grew up a good child, came from a great family, straight A student damn near in high school, one of the most popular chicks in high school, but pay attention to what they said. She always kept her head done. So she was one of them fly girls, you did? Because some of you chicks was coming around with them baseball hats on and them fitted hats like me to school because your hair wasn't done, but you still was cool. Big Dice still love you. Let's get into this work.
Guys wanted to date Santra around this time. You know, back then, the early 1980s, the mid 1980s, and the early 90s.
Yo, pay attention, y'all. Them is minks and furs, man. This is another reason why it was hard for the Federal Bureau of Investigation to try to listen to her story. Let's go.
1990s, in places like DC, VA, Maryland. Yo, it was murder capital. This is also the time it was a lot of niggas get.
Hold on, I want to see if y'all recognize somebody. Let's go.
The early 1990s, in places like DC, VA, Maryland. Yo, it was murder capital.
Everybody know who that is, right? If you fuck with me, tell me who that is, man. Look at the light-skinned individual, man. I ain't talking about Pop. I'm talking about the other dude. If you fuck with me, tell me who that is, man. Yo, Alpo, Club Fortune, you my man, right? We don't even say the word Alpo over here. This the fuck Alpo channel. FTC, you about to get you know what? Nah, hell no. FTC, you know you're not exempt for this. No. Your ass is about to get it. You about to get it. You got 10 seconds. You got 10 seconds for that one. I'm upset right now. I'm upset. FTC, I'm upset right now. I'm gonna give somebody else a chance. Now, matter of fact, let me show y'all who this is. Since all of a sudden y'all just don't understand. What, yo, FTC, how you gonna say Rich Porter? Is that a hint right there? Look at the first individual with the black mink on. I gotta hint it out to y'all like that. Let's look at the picture again. First individual with the black mink on. Look at this picture right here. Who is that, y'all? Anybody but a dead body. Please don't do this to me, man. You good, Club Fortune? I'm going to do... Shout out the dog Soldier. You know, see me? Bodman Dot. That's Demencio and Pop. You heard me? And if y'all don't really know, man, that was my friend, man. Like, I miss him dearly. And because of this whole scenario, that's why this bothers me. Because of this whole scenario with this DC era, if you pay attention, they said that the guys in DC were just killing dudes from New York. Yeah, FTC. That's where my man lost his life at, man. That's where my man, everybody up here lost their life. You see what Hank said? He said you done talked about him a lot. I'm surprised people in here don't know who he was. Everybody here, unfortunately, lost their life due to gun violence, man. Demencio, Rumble, Decept for life in the middle, and Marcellus James, the person I named my son after. All three of these people, you dig what I'm saying? I mean, goddamn, it's so much more. Rest in peace to Nut. Rest in peace to Homo. It's so much more. Rest in peace to Lotion. Rest in peace to Fitzy. It's so much more. And people wonder why I say I need all the help I can get. Let's get back into this Santra Rucker story, man. The allure. Let's go.
This is also the time it was a lot of niggas getting money out the drug game. It also was the beginning of New York drug dealers selling drugs out of state. In places like DC, Virginia, North Carolina, you could go to DC, Maryland, Virginia, and you would see more New York niggas out there selling drugs than you would see the niggas that was from out there selling drugs. And it was the prophet that was doing this, because you could sell a dime of crack for $20.
Pay attention.
Out there. Everything was double, sometimes triple the profit. Drug dealers from New York would get murdered on a daily basis out there. And New York dudes was going out there already on some murder shit, because they knew those DC cats, those VA cats will kill you in a heartbeat. They did.
You gotta pay attention to what they said. G-Max, salute, beloved. You notice what they said? They said New York niggas was getting murdered on a regular. They said New York niggas was going everywhere to sell crack cocaine, because dimes was going for 20, balls was going for 350. But check this out. They said the New York crew was going out there on some murder shit too. Y'all don't see how this shit fucked us up, y'all, because that shit is still going on to this day. Y'all don't notice that people are plotting to kill people if they try to stop them from selling drugs that's killing us. Y'all pay attention to that shit? Pay attention. People is killing each other over selling a drug that's killing the world. Angie, baby, is in the building. Peter Pan was the way that everybody moved, allegedly. See, a lot of y'all don't even know what the fuck Peter Pan is. Y'all don't even know what the fuck Dog Soldier talking about. Anybody know what he talking about when he say Peter Pan? He talking about the Peter Pan bus. This real cloth talk right here. He talking about the Peter Pan bus. You know, when people was doing trailways and Greyhound, he's talking about the Peter Pan bus. I got you, Ghost. I got you. You know Egypt going on her crazy shit. So what I'm gonna do is shout out the way to Black. Shout out the way to Black. And we're gonna get back into this Santra Rucker because this shit destroyed us all. Let's go.
Yeah. God got a plan for me. 128. For me. 128. I know God got a plan for me. I done prayed. For me. I done prayed. The motherfuckers wasn't listening. God got a plan for me. I understand. I just stopped praying. I just stopped praying. I got a gun. Pray. I will sing his praise. I know he's the greatest. He gave us this power. Yeah. Yo, where the bottle at? Yeah, right, pass that shit, man. God got a plan for me. He got a plan for me? Yes, he does. I know God. Yeah. I know God got a plan. Let me tell you something.
I done seen a lot of shit. I done sold a lot of drugs. I done lost a lot of crips. All I thought about was getting rich. I bought 100 grams and got a stick. If this is God plan, he done fucked up. I'm from the jungle where you pray if you ain't tough enough. I'll be back to grip, and then I called this bluff. I ain't saying that was tough, I just ain't give a fuck. Dark Knight's big gun, I'm like, give it up. Buddy, he was claiming crip, guess he wasn't crip enough. Not jam, mine's didn't, guess he wasn't quick enough. Told me he was playing tough, niggas had to pick him up. I put your shooters in a box, I ain't a boxer, I keep a knocker. I pop a bean and I go bonkers. God's plan made my mama give me up. Sometimes I wonder why my mama ain't give a fuck.
God got a plan for me. For me. Yeah. I know God got to the point where I don't even like this crip shit no more, man. I ain't all this shit no more. God got a plan for me. First, it ain't no shit.
Yo, shit is live, man. We about to get in some work, man. Somebody gotta say it, man. Shout out the way to Black, y'all. Put up the blue hawks for the big suit, you heard me?
Rest in peace, God got my niggas in cages like fucking animals, man. Yes, he does. God got a plan. Free my orders.
Red pill, blue pill, so hard to give it up. I'll be in the box until I die before I give you up. God's plan turned my people into slaves. My whole housewife, they put me in a cage. I done sniffed so much coke, I can't give it up. I done drank too much lean, I can't give it up. I done fucked all that pussy, I can't give it up. I chase money every day, I never give it up.
In my streets. Free psych bike. Been there a long time, guys.
Yo, free psych bike, man. Original low life, man. You heard me? Free psych bike, man.
And I watch strangers. Love me more.
6 niggas, 6 minutes. I'm in the shit until the shit finish. Big crip, new whip, you see the rim spinning. My team spinning, my little cousin Big Bremen. Yeah, mad that I'm a G and my wrist slitty. Play me next pick, I might have your bitch with me. I was told never snitch, shit follow me. Niggas switch up, pop shit and give apologies. Perky at Perky, thick bitch sit on top of me. Birdie at the birdie on the block, this monopoly. I'll pull his birdie in the desert, niggas flock at me. Honey pack. Kenny bitch, trust me, ain't no stopping me. I got dreams of dead people on top of me.
Yo, shout out the way to Black, man. If y'all ain't subscribed to No Fucks Given, you hate. You seriously hating, man. Angie, baby, do me a favor and drop them links for all the females. Make sure people know where to go. Grown folks conversation. There's other great YouTubers out here that's dropping real content. If y'all not subscribed to Angie, baby, she don't really do too many lives. But the post that she put up is more powerful than some of the lives that people even do for hours. Like, just a post. Like, the wording and the message behind the shit be so deep. Just go check out, man. You know what I'm saying? And she be dropping them for that food she be cooking, too. Mirata meyoko, mirata. Back to Santra Rucker, y'all. Let's get into this story, man. Because this is something that we definitely need to talk about. They still won't give us that Harriet Tubman bill. I'm really upset because I want that Harriet Tubman bill. You dig? I really, really want that Harriet Tubman bill. They've been shitting on us for a minute. We supposed to been get it. Let's go.
Did not like New York niggas coming out there taking all their women, and most importantly, their drug clientele. Y'all heard the stories.
Pay attention to this. Pay attention. That's why I try to tell niggas about coming out of state. I've been trying to tell niggas this shit for a long time. This is real gangster cloth talk I'm about to tell you. If you wanted to die out of state, go out of town and fuck one of them niggas' chicks. This is all YouTube facts. You can go down there and be rich. Check this out. Educational purposes only. Just educational purposes only. Fair usage. You can go down there with a bunch of weight and they'll let you sell drugs forever. Do not sleep with one of their women. You sleep with one of their women, they're going to plot to kill you. If you pay attention to what they said first just now, pay attention. They did not like New York niggas coming down there, sleeping with their women and taking their clientele. Let's get into this work.
Taking all their women, and most importantly, their drug clientele. Y'all heard the stories, and if you haven't, I told the story. The real reason Alpo was killed. That video has reached over 1 million views. But your man Alpo thought that DC was sweet, and them DC niggas tried to kill his ass out there too. Now, Alpo did what he did in DC. We got to give him that. Alpo did go out there and tear DC the fuck up. But a lot of New York dudes went out to these places and never came back. And if they did, it was 25 years later. Now, back to the story. Now, Santra was a popular shorty in her neighborhood, being that she was attractive. She knew everybody and everybody knew her. Not in a bad way, but Santra was into doing hair. So most of her popularity came from school. And in places like Maryland and Virginia, even down in the South, those towns are real small and everyone usually goes to the same school. You feel me? That's what I mean when I say everybody pretty much knows everybody by first and last name. So Santra knew all the local drug dealers and a lot of the drug users. Then there was a very known drug dealer from East New York, Brooklyn, that came to Maryland, and Santra caught this.
Shout out to Kendu, man. If you know, you know. This nigga was different. If you know, you know. Let's get into this story. Fair YouTube usage, man. Shout out to the Real Rap Show. Make sure y'all get over there, subscribe. Let's go.
This dude's eye. Now, we about to get deep because what I'm going to do is break down what New York niggas was doing or what had to be done in order to set up shop out of state to sell drugs. Tear the comments up because back then, when you got out of town or out of state, the first thing you had to do was find a girl that knew everybody. You had to find a girl.
Pay attention to this pimping he giving you, man. Pay attention to this work he giving you, man. Shout out to the Real Rap Show, man. Let's go.
Had her own crib. You had to find a girl that was easy to manipulate. You had to find a girl that was attractive, that knew how to dress, and most important.
Yeah, y'all wanted to go over that part right there. This is where I blame the women. Because they talking about them gullible ones. You heard what she said? He said you had to find a chick with her own spot because she was going to be there with drugs and guns. You had to find a chick that knew everybody in the town because you need to know who the niggas was that was getting money, who the stick-up kids is, who the motherfucking drug fiends is. You had to know who the fucking police was, the undercovers and all that. Check this out. They said they had to be easily to be manipulated. Now, you know, if you bump into a chick that got a job and God-fearing and care about her freedom, especially if she has children, because unfortunately, it's a lot of women today with kids got to let that nigga come in the crib and just post up, set shop, hold drugs, sell drugs out that crib. And you know, if something go wrong, Child Protective Services is coming to get that baby. See, this is the part I was telling you earlier when we used to try to manipulate the women to take the charge. Now, if they are a mother, they're going to get a felony. then possibly they can have their child removed from their custody. Because if you're supposed to be a mother, you're supposed to be a nurturing mother, and you were just convicted of possession of cocaine, narcotics, or firearms, maybe you need to go through some parenting classes, because these aren't things that a normal parent would allow in their home, and especially in their home with children. I'm making some sense? Let's get into this work, y'all. Fair YouTube usage.
The first thing you had to do was find a girl that knew everybody. You had to find a girl that had her own crib. You had to find a girl that was easy to manipulate. You had to find a girl that was attractive, that knew how to dress, and most importantly, that was turned on by dudes from New York. Because I'm going to say this, and y'all ladies, y'all can say whatever y'all want, but North Carolina women, Virginia women, DC women, Maryland women, South Carolina women, even women from Atlanta, these women will get in the bed with you on the same day that you meet them. Hit the like.
Can anybody tell me why I'm sitting here so baffled in the face? Why I have this look of amazement on my face? Anybody in the chat want to just take a wild guess why I'm sitting here like this? The reason why I'm sitting here like this is so fucked up, but I've been to all them places he said, and he's telling the truth. There are women that if they know, quote unquote, you got some money, you got some drugs, and you got a nice car, that same night they will have you in their home and they will be over friendly. That's the word I'm going to use. They will be over friendly. This is fucked up. But in North Carolina, there are some women you can meet at a grocery store and they'll go home with you. There's some women you can meet at a juke joint and they will insist that they go home with you. See, the women down here in North Carolina, they different. They say things like, yo, I'm going with you tonight. See, I noticed that about the women in North Carolina. It's different than the women in Brooklyn. You know, the women in Brooklyn be like, unless they wifey, they know they can come to the crib anytime they want to. But if it's just a chick you rocking and rolling with, you know, like shout out to China Brim, you moving and grooving with, you know, just something you just chilling with, them motherfuckers don't be like, yo, I'm just coming to your house. But let me tell you something about the North Carolina women. They will walk up in you in a juke joint and go, check this out. I'm not joking. They will walk up to you and go, buy me a drink. You taking me with you. It's no, what are you talking about? What gave you the impression that I even want you to go anywhere with me? They walking up on you going, yo, check this out. Where we going? So what that man just said for that particular segment, shout out to the Real Rap Show. Let's go.
Like button. they are known to fall madly in love with you in less than a week, to the point this woman will start to let you stay in her house. She'll start buying you stuff and all that. Light those comments up. This is the kind of woman that you need to operate out of state. And before you know it, this woman is holding drugs for you, holding guns. She's now telling you how the town is, who the major players are, who's pussy, who's a killer, who got money, who don't, etc., etc.
Pay attention. Everything I just said, he said. Pay attention now.
Town is, who the major players are, who's pussy, who's a killer, who got money, who don't, etc., etc. Without a girl like that, you could not hustle out of state. So when New York niggas made plans of going out of state, the first thing was, we gotta find a bitch that's stupid, and that's it. Once we fuck them, make them believe they wifey, we buy them some jewelry, it's basically lit from there. Am I right or wrong, y'all? Now back to the story. So Kendu and Santra are now in a relationship. Kendu has set up shop in Maryland selling crack and cocaine base. Kendu is buying keys of cocaine from New York and then bringing the keys back to Maryland, breaking it down and selling it to the local dealers. Like I said before, the profit out there is double, sometimes triple. Like, for instance,
let me show you why I stopped paying for all my other sample libraries. This is Arcade by Output. This thing has sounds, samples, instruments, effects.
8 ball of crack back then would most likely run you about $125. He could take that 8 ball and sell that same 8 ball for $350. And the money started to roll in real fast. Kendu started buying Santra a whole bunch of new clothes, jewelry. You know, back then, you could look at a girl and be able to tell if she was the girlfriend of a drug dealer just by how much.
That's a Dapper Dan custom Louis Vuitton dress and full-length jacket.
Much jewelry she had on or the clothing that she wore. Now, I'm not sure if Santra was doing this, but these girls would attract other hustlers and then
pay attention. Pay attention. This goes out to them groupie niggas that just be running behind chicks. Pay attention to this part right here. Shout out to the Real Rap Show, yo, because he giving straight game. Let's go.
These information out of them to give to their drug dealer boyfriends, and niggas was getting killed like that. You know, that's how certain drug dealers could, you know, go to these towns and take over the town, as they say it, is because they couldn't do that by themselves. 99% of the time when these things took place, these guys found some big mouth girl in the hood that was gullible and was telling everybody's business. Hit the like button. Now, this dude Kendu had drug spots in Brooklyn.
This when it gets deep. Let's go.
That was making a lot of money. Santra had never been to New York, so there were times Kendu would bring Santra with him when he came up to New York, and she would meet a lot of dudes that respected Kendu, but Santra never knew Kendu was selling drugs. I'm not sure what he told her that he was into, but Santra was a schoolgirl, and she wasn't a street girl like that, so she believed whatever Kendu told her, and Kendu continued.
Pay attention to what he just said. Sandra was a schoolgirl. She was not a street girl, meaning that she was naive to certain things that he told her. He could have told her he's coming back and forth to see his cousins because somebody passed away, and that nigga's coming back and forth getting keys and keys, allegedly, of cocaine. She's just in the motherfucking car. She's so infatuated with his lifestyle because, remember, she's from out of town. She's from Maryland. He from East New York, like the home of the tough guys, it seemed like. Even though the whole Brooklyn breed tough guys, there's something different about them niggas in East New York. That's just the straight up truth. You understand what I'm saying to you? Let's get into this work.
To become a drug kingpin out there, and now had drug spots in Maryland and Virginia. But in Kendu's drug business, he never involved murder. He wasn't into killing people. He was only about the money and the drugs. Santra got pregnant by Kendu and gave birth to a baby girl in 1997. That's when shit started to get hot. A lot of Kendu's dealers in Brooklyn started getting busted with large amounts of money and drugs, and the feds were now building a case on Daryl Kendu Raleigh and his associates in Maryland and Virginia. About a year went by, and Kendu continued to buy drugs from New York and sell the drugs in Maryland and Virginia. Santra was at home with the baby. Then crackheads and local dealers in Maryland began to get busted with drugs, and niggas started talking. But Kendu moved around so much that the feds couldn't really track his moves. shit was on fire. There were now drug addicts that were arrested and agreeing to wear a wire, and were now focusing on Kendu's girlfriend, Santra Rucker. Everybody knew Santra. Everybody knew she was Kendu's girlfriend. Like I said before, a lot of the drug users most likely knew Santra even before Kendu. And there were now people out there wearing wires, going around people and starting conversations about Santra, trying to get someone to involve Santra's name in a...
Now check this out. Now all of a sudden, everybody is talking about her because Kendu allegedly had the town buzzing. Feds is sending people, crackheads, people that was hustling for them that's getting locked up. These niggas is cooperating from the get-go. See, this is the part that people don't fail. They fail to realize this about this out-of-state game. It's like something that Alport Martinez said. He said, yo, I may give you a couple of niggas in D.C. and some niggas in Maryland. All right, niggas in Maryland tried to rob him. Niggas in D.C. tried to kill him. He said, but I'm never, ever gonna tell on anyone from Harlem, because when I come home from jail, I'm still gonna be on top of the world. It's the same thing in these towns. When you're going down to these towns thinking that you're gonna be able to just get in and manipulate and just allegedly just take over the clientele or call yourself, you're gonna be the man in that particular town, pay attention to this. Them niggas will get together and tell on you. I live down here. I could tell you some stories, but the reason I wouldn't tell the stories is because certain things would be so easy to identify with people that are around me, and that's none of my business. But I'm gonna tell you some real live shit. These niggas in the South will get together on your ass. They doing it strategically now because they know if they kill you without probable cause, because everybody down here got a gun, if they kill you without probable cause, down here you get that goddamn death penalty. Cutthroat, I see you in the building. Down here you get that goddamn death penalty. They put that goddamn jungle juice in your arm. You go in that room with that roach spray. So what they do is they strategically line you up. YouTube fair usage. They do things like smile in your face and make you think that they're cool with you. They'll even do things allegedly like buy narcotics off of you. You know what I'm saying? They'll do crazy things to make you feel comfortable with them. And the same time that they are buying narcotics off you, they are working with the local authorities. And most of the times that they're around you, you don't even know that you have been recorded and you have been lined up like a barbershop because these niggas don't want you down there. See, niggas be coming to people's towns trying to take over. And when you go to people's towns trying to take over, bad things happen, man. Let's get into this work. You heard me?
Streets ain't never loved me. The streets ain't never loved me, yeah. The streets ain't never loved me, yeah.
Streets ain't never loved me since my brother died. My mother cried. Tears in my eyes bleed red. Ain't no love inside. Streets left me dolly. My phone, they left it holy. Dawn was in that passenger side when they tried to phone me.
Yeah, you know the streets say they never love us.
Yeah. I've been shot, I was left with a zipper on my stomach, nigga. You know these streets ain't never loved me.
I've been stabbed, I've been left with a zipper on my stomach, nigga. You know the streets ain't never loved me.
I've been locked, I got charged for some shit I didn't do, nigga. You know these streets ain't never loved me.
Caught a case, went upstate, fuck the Jakes, nigga. Yeah, you know these streets ain't never loved me.
Laying up in the hospital bed in ICU. Hit that button like every 3 hours to get those blues, yeah. Laying in the test of pain, I know shit won't be the same. Sipping my stomach, shit don't stop a thing, I'm still a man, yeah. But who gon' be there when you doing time? Can't get no money, so they dropping down, these niggas bitter. And I hope they get the picture, I'm only getting bigger. The top cat out my litter, yeah. Tell you they love you, but they hate you on the low. They hold you back, how they expect for you to grow. I got locked up, ain't said me nothing, but I'm your nigga. My body numb, I got no feelings for you niggas. I'm from what niggas will shoot you right here in these hallways. If you got trust in that loyalty goes a long way. These size 11s, these pussies can't walk a mile in. They hit my cousin with life and he's still smiling. I been shot, I was left with a zipper on my stomach, nigga. You know these streets ain't never loved me.
I've been stabbed, I've been left with a zipper on my stomach, nigga. You know the streets ain't never loved me.
Let's get to this work. Fair YouTube usage.
Drug deal. And this went on for months, but the feds ended up with nothing but a bunch of recordings of crackheads gossiping about how fly Santra was and all the nice things that she had. In between them joking and smoking crack, the feds had no luck in involving Santra's name in any drug deals. The crackheads then told the feds they had Santra's phone number and was going to call her and arrange a drug buy. With the feds listening, they called Santra, but she never answered the phone. At the time, Santra was on vacation in Jamaica, and her nephew was staying at her house while she was away. Meanwhile, a well-known drug dealer from New York had got killed, and Kendu and Santra attended the funeral service. At the funeral, there was a lot of big-time drug dealers that was there. Also at the funeral was the feds, and they were there taking pictures of everyone that was there. They also had federal agents outside planted with video cameras recording everyone that was coming in and out of the funeral home. They had pictures and video of Santra talking to all of Kendu's friends who were big-time drug dealers. The feds didn't arrest anyone. They just took pictures and video. Kendu had bought a house in Virginia where him, Santra, their daughter, and her nephew had lived. The police had busted a crackhead that said he bought the drugs from Santra's house. The police then raided Santra's home and arrested her, Kendu, and her nephew. Inside Santra and Kendu's Richmond, VA home, the police recovered large sums of money and drugs. The feds already had a crack distribution case on Kendu. They were just waiting for the right time to make the arrest. And this was the one they was waiting for. And now that they were in custody, the feds began interrogating both Santra and Kendu. They mainly focused on Santra, trying to get her to cooperate and snitch on Kendu.
Salute.
But Santra's claim was that she didn't know anything about the drugs. She told the feds, I had no idea he was selling drugs.
GP salute. Now pay attention to this, y'all. Pay attention to this. Pay attention to this work. A crackhead, hearsay. They didn't have no audio of the crackhead buying anything from that home. A crackhead said, y'all bought some crack from a man. I bought some crack from that house. Or if that right there was enough for them to do a raid. They found large sums of money and large amounts of drugs. Now check this out. The feds was already watching him. Two months prior to that. That's a dirty game them niggas is playing. That's a dirty game them niggas is playing. Them niggas is letting you sell all the motherfucking drugs you want. They letting you risk your life. Check this out. While they're investigating you, you can get killed. Motherfucker run up on you and try to rob you. You can kill somebody. But until they feel as though the right time to arrest you, they will just sit there and let everything go down. This is a dangerous motherfucking game of entrapment to me, man. But ladies, this is the part I want y'all to pay attention to. Listen to this. This what comes with this shit. That allure that y'all fucking with. You love them cars. You love them trips. You love them luxurious homes. Get up off your ass and go get a goddamn job. Get up off your ass and get a job. Change your mentality and get with a man that has a job and build something together with him, because that body's going to disappear. That box is going to disintegrate after a while, ladies. Just like niggas. All that super stud shit, that Captain Kangaroo shit. Oh, that shit go from to, baby, where my teeth at? Where my teeth at? Check what they said for this woman right here. Listen to what she told him. Fair YouTube usage, y'all. Smash that like button and share this live.
The police recovered large sums of money and drugs. The feds already had a crack distribution case on Kendu. They were just waiting for the right time to make the arrest. And this was the one they was waiting for. And now that they were in custody, the feds began interrogating both Santra and Kendu. They mainly focused on Santra, trying to get her to cooperate and snitch on Kendu. But Santra's claim was that she didn't know anything about the drugs. She told the feds, I had no idea he was selling drugs. Santra told
everybody in here, I want to talk to the ladies right now. Ladies, if y'all believe that this woman had no acknowledgement of this man possibly being involved with something illegal, put a 1 up in the chat. If you believe that she was just holding it down, like they said, lying to protect her man, put a 2 in the chat. If you believe that she did not know that he was not involved with any type of illegal activity, put a 1 in the chat, ladies. But if you believe she was just holding it down, like they got this whole scenario, nah, ma, you got to hold it down, don't snitch, you don't know nothing, because that's that era. See, I'm not talking about that era today. That era today, by the time they lock your girl up, before you even worry about if she's going to tell, I'm telling you right now, fellas, she's telling. She's going to be in there just like on them first 48s when they start crying. They start saying, I told him not to shoot him. He had that gun. Yeah, I know everything. Yeah, I told him I didn't want him to be around my babies. He was selling them. And it's not the same breed of men and women nowadays. There's a good breed of them still left around. We're hidden away like gems. But as far as the totality of integrity and morale, because unfortunately, we have to understand this. Some people are just going to survive by any means that they know. Some people are not going to take the chance of being mistreated or underpaid for their wages when they feel as though that they can risk their freedom and their life every day and make hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars. There's some people that's just stuck on that. We got to understand that. But do y'all believe that she did not know? I want everybody in the chat to let me know this. Do y'all believe that she didn't know anything was going down? Was she that naive to this? Let's go.
Oh, the feds, there's nothing to tell. I don't know anything. Santra and Kendu pleaded not guilty and decided to take the feds to trial. The trial lasted a few weeks. The feds had witnesses, wiretaps, informants, phone calls, and video footage. The feds also brought in video footage of Santra and Kendu at that drug dealer's funeral up in New York. They used that footage to say that Santra knew exactly what Kendu was doing, because in the video, you could see Santra laughing and communicating with a lot of those drug dealers.
Check this out. I'm going to show you how I afforded this car.
Said that she had no idea what Kendu was into. The court said, if you didn't know what he was into, how did you know all of those guys at the funeral service? The trial ended on January 22nd.
Pay attention, my fault. I ain't mean to go. They said, if you didn't know what was going on, how you was sitting up there laughing and joking and giggling with now hold on. Now, hold on. That's like the scene from Menace to Society. You said you dropped the beer at 10:15, but they waited to 11:45 to pick it up. He said, you know that's where you fucked up at, right? Now, you're telling me, now just from a journalistic point of view, you're telling me that you didn't know your man was in any type of illegal activity. FTC done shook his head. That's what you said now. But at the Fed's funeral, at the Mencio's funeral, you are there engaging, laughing, joking, and interacting with other known drug dealers and you ain't know nobody was illegal, but all your man friends are drug dealers. Bullshit.
He used that footage to say that Santra knew exactly what Kendu was doing, because in the video, you could see Santra laughing and communicating with a lot of those drug dealers. Santra said that she had no idea what Kendu was into. The court said, if you didn't know what he was into, how did you know all of those guys at the funeral service? The trial ended on January 27th, 1999. A jury found Daryl Kendu Riley and Santra Rucker guilty in the Eastern District of Virginia of conspiracy with intent to distribute 50 grams or more of crack cocaine and crack cocaine base under the Title 21 USC 846 and Title 21 USC 841. Santra Rucker was sentenced to 390 years, 13 life sentences, life on 13 counts of conviction. Daryl Kendu Riley was sentenced to 5 life sentences, life on 5 counts of conviction. Santra Rucker's family could not believe they gave her 390 years with no murders involved. Her family told the local news, there are serial killers who don't get that much time. Santra Rucker was railroaded because she didn't want to tell on her boyfriend, Kendu. Santra was also very confused about everything she learned about Kendu during the trial. Santra had plans on appealing her case, but when she did, her appeals were denied. Kendu's appeals were denied as well. Santra's daughter was 2 years old when she went to prison, and she was 33. Santra began serving her time at the Alderson Federal Camp for Women. While she was there, a popular street magazine that focused on drug kingpins and hip-hop music called Feds Magazine heard about Santra's case and reached out to her and wanted to interview her. Santra agreed, and the interview went viral in the streets. Santra Rucker was put on the cover of the year 2000 issue of the Feds Magazine. That's when singer Alicia Keys read the interview and began writing Santra letters twice a week. Still, every appeal Santra filed was denied. Santra's mother also passed away while she was in prison, and her first young daughter who had cerebral palsy, not the daughter that she had with Kendu. Santra got thousands of letters from people that read her interview in the Feds Magazine. The Feds Magazine would put the inmates' information in the interview so people could support them. Santra earned numerous degrees in prison, including certificates in culinary arts. She worked as a culinary assistant in Danbury. She helped open the Hazeltown Women's Facility. She got certificates in ice sculpturing, planting and landscaping, Microsoft Basics, and many, many more. The prison described her prison conduct as excellent. Santra was in prison with Jamila T. Davis and Aisha Hall, who served their time and was released. Santra's daughter.
If y'all want to see the rest of this story, get over to the Real Rap Show and check it out. Miss Aisha Hall, if you don't remember her, shout out to Jai's TV. Make sure y'all drop his link in the chat. He did a show with her live on his show. He just did a fire show also that was real deep, like I said, because if you pay attention to what she did, she got sentenced to 398 years. I'm going to give you a sneak peek. Fortunately, she was pardoned in 2022, if I'm not mistaken. But was it worth it? Was it worth it? See, when we was coming up, we look at her like she's solid. The sister's solid. She took one for the team. She held it down. She ain't say nothing. But as an adult, now we look at people like this now as a person and as a parent. That's some deep shit. And if you pay attention to what they got served time for, this is what made it crazy. See, this is the part that people didn't know about Virginia back in the days. It's a common law state. They didn't say that they was caught with keys of cocaine. At the arraignment, they didn't say they was caught with 20 keys, 30 keys, a key and a half, 5 keys. They said that they were caught in possession of 50 grams plus. So that means it was like 2 ounces in the house. And it was bust down in crack and what they used to call freebase. Ain't that some shit? They gave that woman 13 life sentences. Huh? 13 life sentences. 1, 2, Freddie, I see you in the building, sis. They gave her 13 life sentences. My man Hank said, I live in a Commonwealth state. They can do whatever you want. First of all, if there would have been some type of super outlandish amount of cocaine, it'd have been on television. They said 50 grams plus. So that means it was a little over a couple of ounces in there, man. They gave him 5 life consecutive convictions. And they gave her 13 consecutive life convictions because of her not being willing to cooperate with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Whew. Woo! Remember what I said when we was younger and we was in the street and we just looking at it like, oh, see, they just gonna put a little slap on the wrist. We gave our women the choice to say no to something that we brought towards them or to them to get a felony. So check this out. When they get a felony, then it's harder for them to get a decent job. And then more than likely, once they go to jail one time, the whole mentality that we tried to school them with is we're going to get money together with this dumbass Bonnie and Clyde fucking theory. You know? This dumbass Bonnie and Clyde. You know, Jay-Z, Beyonce, boom, boom, doom, 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 all that dumbass shit. All I need in this life is me and my girlfriend. All that shit right there triggered people into thinking that shit was something serious. That was the most dumbest shit we ever fell for. See, I know some cats that allegedly was in the street and they put their women through college. Check this out. They put their women through college. This. Let me give you some game before I get out of here. They put their women through college. And then when they women got through college, this is what helped the guys wean off the streets to get a regular job. You understand? Because the whole task of paying everything in bills is not so overwhelming no more. Because when you invest into something, just like some niggas that invest into 100 grams, but when you invest into intelligence, like, you know, you got a woman that says she want to go to college for this. She want to go to college for pediatrics. She want to go to college for nursing. She want to go to college for... There's certain things that the women can be doing besides holding our drugs. The Mika Lover said, did someone put a gun to her head to sell drugs, my guy? Actually, it's never been any documentation that she's ever participated in any drug sales. It was only one time when somebody allegedly told the police that she was going to call them. They were going to call her for drugs, and she never even answered the phone because she was in Jamaica. They don't have nothing of concrete evidence that she's ever sold drugs. This was off hearsay from a crackhead that said that they got drugs from that house. But see, this is the part people overlook. See what Hank said? Young Dolph put a bitch through law school. These is facts. This is the part people overlooked and they're not talking about in the story. I told you I'll be on my Columbo shit sometimes, you know, because of the eye. The Columbo shit. The crackhead said that they got crack from that house. Casanova Levi, salute. I see you. Shout out to the sis. This is the part that overlooked. Kendu from East New York was living in that house in Richmond. Santra Rucker was living in that house in Richmond. But remember, her nephew was living in that house in Richmond. Now pay attention. Allegedly, I'm a kingpin. I'm in a big house in Virginia. My baby mother is there with me. Her nephew, 8 out of 10 times, her nephew, the reason why he's with us is because she probably got a sister that's getting high. She probably got a sister that can't accept the responsibility of being a mother. So my girl feels as though she's going to be the mother to her sister's child. So when that sister child is around me, Ron BX, I see you. 050 is in the building. Now check this out, y'all. Let's hear this work for a minute. That child is around me and his aunt, but that child is gravitated to me in my lifestyle because that child is not around his father. That child is attracted to this. Now, if that child is coming home, and when that child come home, that child sees the big chains and the jewelry and the cars and the flashy clothes and stuff like that, that child, since that child might have went through, let's just take that scenario, that child, since that child might have went through some things, every now and then I'm going to get a nigga a low ball or something. I'm going to get a nigga a low half an ounce. Yo, go out and get you some motherfucking money. I don't want you begging nobody nothing. It was that child that might have made that sale from that house. Did anybody thought about that? Did anybody think about that? Because it was 3 people that stayed at that house when the crackhead told the police that they were served crack cocaine from that house. From what they're saying is the crackhead never said they bought crack off anybody in particular. They just said they got crack from that house. And then Miss Santra Rucker, she wasn't into drugs, allegedly. Kendu, if he from East New York, he know the motherfucking rules. He ain't supposed to be making no motherfucking sale from the house. That's why he feels comfortable enough, pay attention, allegedly now, to have maybe an ounce or 2 or 2.5 ounces in the crib, because maybe somebody might want to call for some halves and some zips back in the days. Because in them days, niggas was selling zips. Zips for $1,300. Them niggas out of town selling them shits for $750. So it would be nothing for somebody that allegedly was in the game to keep 3 or 4, a big eighth, or, you know, a quarter key around them. Because by then, even though you have major crack spots like they said about him, he still was selling weight. And it's messed up that that young lady, Miss Santra Rucker, like they said right here, was served with 390 years in federal prison for something that she honestly says she has nothing to do with. Now, I do believe, quote unquote, she never ever sold any drugs. I believe that. This is just my opinion. Fair YouTube usage. Hope nobody gets offended by what I'm saying. It's just my journalistic point of view. But she cannot tell me she was that naive not to know that Kendu is into drugs. Anybody from anybody in Brooklyn knew who Kendu and Rondu was. These was legendary dudes from the East. Shout out to Putio. Like I said, rest in peace to Demencio. Shout out to Lou Hobbs. He came home on the pardon too. Like I tell people, unfortunately, how we came up is different in everybody's eyes. I came up in a neighborhood that was overflourished with gangsters. It was nothing else to actually emulate. It was a couple of people that stood out in our school, pay attention, like the Mr. Brooksmiths, the Dr. Spradleys, the Mr. Mickens, the Mr. Storms, the Mrs. Giles. See, these is teachers that were impactful to us, but it was only for a certain time of the day because these teachers didn't walk us home. These teachers that were impactful to us in school, they didn't live in our neighborhoods. When we got out of the motherfucking school, it might be a half a block or two, then we get back into reality, and then we bump into somebody that we notice on the block that's running that block, or we bump into somebody that we know is a stick-up kid, or we bump into somebody that we know is a killer, or a scammer, or a con artist, or a thief, a promiscuous woman. I use that terminology because it was chicks selling pussy when I was coming up. This is facts. And shout out to all my homegirls, because I respect all the hoes. I don't respect whores, though. That might go over some of y'all head. I respect all the hoes. Because my mother always told me, hoes, they usually have sex because they want to. Whores, they have sex because they have to. That's a big difference. But I did this one for the sisters. I know it's easy to get beautiful, you know, put on your little jewelry, a nice perfume, get your hair done, put on that little dress that shows your little silhouette that can make you go out because you have the power of attraction. But ask yourself, what are you trying to attract? What are you trying to attract? You're trying to attract somebody that's going to look at you like who you are, or somebody that's going to look at you for what they're going to go through with you for a couple of weeks. And unfortunately, I got to say this before I get out of here. So all the women, I'm telling you this right now. Stop being suckers for suckers. What I mean by that is all you women that saying y'all going to sit down and hold your man down and y'all ain't going to tell, that shit is goofy. That shit is really goofy. Unfortunately, if you're dealing with a man that puts you in the line of fire and something would arise, that's a sign from God for you to get the fuck away from this nigga. Because you ain't gonna date no nigga that if you walking down the street, they start shooting, he's gonna grab you and pull you in front of him. You're supposed to be dating a person that if somebody was to start shooting, he would grab you and put you behind him to protect you. Ain't no real man gonna line you up for a possible robbery, because when you sitting in them cribs, sis, I'm gonna keep it funky with you. It's niggas that be watching shit. So when you sitting in them cribs and you might have allegedly educational purposes only, you might have a half an ounce, or you might have an ounce of something. Just a message I'm trying to give you. In the minds of the people in the street, them jack boys, them jack robbers, they're gonna feel as though you got 300 keys in that house, $700,000. You might have a half ounce of weed and $23. But when the streets is talking, they're not going to disregard the fact that you a lady. You will be hurt too. Learn to value yourself better, sisters. And to my guys that really know how to move accordingly, I honor you. But to them dudes that's running around just using women, manipulating women, y'all know who y'all are. It's the reason why it's kind of fucked up. Ladies, if that nigga ain't official, shake him. If he's going to risk your life or your babies or you having contact with your children for some flashy shit, get the fuck away from him. Check this out. Let me tell you the hustle they did before we did in Brooklyn before I get out of here. Back in the days, this was the game I'm about to give you. Some chicks had babies. Some chicks had this thing where they say, you know what, if I get pregnant or if I have to get pregnant, I am going to go through a shelter. When you go through a shelter, they will put you in a program. See, there's certain things you have to go through to be rewarded. It ain't just going to be sunshine. So you might have to be uncomfortable for a month or 2 months. And then there's certain things that you're going to have to do. You're going to have to go to certain counseling. You're going to have to go to certain meetings. You're going to have to go to certain, appointments. So you just can't just say you want a house. And then when you do get you a crib, they got these things now, ladies, where they're job placement. You don't have to worry about it now. They have things now pertaining to just kids. They got daycare centers now. They got night care centers now. Well, you can start doing some research. You're on these motherfucking cell phones, taking these dumbass pictures for Instagram, taking these dumbass pictures for Facebook. Instead of just leaving your kids with these motherfuckers you know in your family that'll watch them for $10 because these niggas is addicted to Percocet or alcohol or fentanyl or cocaine, or going to have your child exposed to some bullshit, invest in and look into a write-up babysitter. Get yourself a job. Get yourself a job. Demand respect. I'm giving you the game. I'm telling you, ladies, right now, demand your respect. I don't care what you've been through. Recognize where you're going. Salute.
Another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me? twice, knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Man, woman, and children. Sun, moon, and stars. Everything exists, has to coexist within. Like I said, another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me?